Okay, choose.
My name is Diya Das and this is my grandfather. I'm going to ask him some questions. When and why did you start playing?
Well, I was around, because I'm a late starter, not very early age. Started at the age of 16 or 17 years old. So then I got my first guitar in my hand by one Jesuit father while I was working in Trichinopoli. He gave me my own guitar. He bought me a guitar, and that guitar I kept with me for a long time. Then I was able to meet lots of musicians, so I jammed with them. I learned a lot of chords, songs, this kind of stuff. Not like today, you can download anything, and very difficult to find musicians in those days, and good musicians, you know that. So that's the way before I was only singing in my high school days, and drama, theatrics, this kind of stuff. So, but the real guitar playing and all came from the age of 16.
Which instruments do you play?
Guitar.
Only. What was the first song you learned?
The first song, vocal, that was one of the songs which I was able to learn when I was in Bateri. We got some circle of friends. They used to take us for a party and all, no? There I learned one song called Delilah. That is my favorite song. I don't know. Whenever I take my guitar, I start strumming. Instrumental I know, but Delilah is very dear to me. Very close to, So that's why I always play. I love playing Delilah. It's my favorite. Very famous pop singer, American pop singer, Tom Jones. It's a very good question, because my father, my mother, my sisters, never. They never, I don't know, in our family nobody was playing. Then my daughter, Bridget, she learned systematically and keyboard from a very good instructor, one Dixie Douglas from Philippines. So I was very fortunate to having. He used to come to my house and teach. And later my son Shaheen also, he's self-taught. He also started playing in the family when you ask this question, So both my daughter and my son, he plays guitar and she plays keyboard.
Which famous musicians do you admire? Why?
Well, my younger days, so many bands. I can't say an individual singer. So many bands, mainly Beatles, Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Rainbow, Deep Purple. So many numerous bands. They're all still my favorites. But the classical guitar playing and all came very late. So I really adore and housing classical guitarists, many of them, and Spanish guitarist Paco de Lucia. Late Paco de Lucia. I came to know that he is no more. So I adore him.
Have you learned from?
I learned from Miss. Of course, I had one friend of mine who was playing in a band here, Mr. Menino Silvera, in Qatar. He was the person because in Qatar when I came here, so there were a few bands, live bands. So there were very good musicians, especially Eastern and Western. The Western music, Mr. Menino Silvera, because he came from Bombay, so he was working for R.D. Burman, the late R.D. Burman, Hindi film music director. But from him, I learned a lot. He actually, was my guide, but he's no more. I learned a lot from him.
Do you have a formal musical education?
No.
Who was your first teacher?
As a teacher, I can see my guru, I call it, musical guru, was Menino Silvera.
Describe your first instrument.
My first instrument? Guitar.
What are your fondest musical memories in your house or in your neighborhood or town?
Could you repeat this question again?
What are your fondest musical memories in your house, in your neighborhood or town?
In Batheri, we had lots of Anglo-Indian friends, and they all knew the Western music very well. So I used to go to their house. We used to jam together. So now I learned a lot from the neighborhood. I was really fortunate to have lots of friends. That some are dead and gone, some are still alive, my age. Then in my family, only I can say Mr. Sulaiman. He is my cousin. I taught him, but he is a very good fan musician. Whenever I go there, I jam with him. He jams with me. That thing we still maintain. We keep it up. So very moment I walk in, in Batheri. So we all gang together and all like-minded friends, and they all love Western music, Eastern music. We all, like that. So that's my neighborhood music connections.
Were you influenced by any old albums?
Many albums.
Which ones?
My God, so many albums. How can I say one or two? I'll be doing not justice to if I say one particular. Many.
Do you write your own songs?
Yes. I wrote for my daughter Bridget was in the Ideal Indian School. when she joined the first Independence Day celebration. She was learning keyboard. That time, the school asked me to write one song for Independence Day celebration. That song became very popular when she sang there with her friends, chorus, like a choir like. She played keyboard. One of my best friends was playing lead guitar. He helped Bridget in strumming some chords along with the school children. So that became a very good, a song. After that, I wrote one song for that was my daughter helped me for Usha Udup. She sang that A Place in the Sun. That is, wherever she goes, wherever she performs, she talks about me, and she performs that one. This is a very good song. But I am going to again re-record the song again with one singer in Ernakulam, Cochin, and you'll soon be able to hear the song again.
Have you been in any competitions?
No.
Do you perform in public?
I performed many public shows. In India, back home I played with lots of bands in Calicut and Batheri. Wayanad, especially in Wayanad. Then when I was high school days also, people used to take me for singing and all. No, I used to go with them and jam with them. We performed everywhere in Wayanad and Kochi. Then in Doha, those were the days Star Nights were very popular. So I used to play bass guitar for them. So the band will come without bass guitarist, they will just come and perform here. So we were all famous, my friends, Minino Silvera, and there were many bands, Echoes of the Rahman, so many people were here. They were all local bands. So they used to hire me. We used to go to Doha Cinema and play many public shows. Many public shows I performed.
Have you performed with anyone famous?
The famous, of course, Malayalam film industry, music industry, especially film industry, music industry. Some singers came, they wanted some musicians locally. So I played for Malayalam playback singers. Of course, not famous one, Yeshudas. I remember one, what's the name of that fellow? That singer, Sri Kumar. MG Sri Kumar. I played 2 or 3 times. Then I played for one Hindi singer, Sachin came here from Mumbai. I played with him. And along Sachin's, I forgot the name, the famous female singer. Alka Yagnik, I played with her. Oh, that was, she really congratulated me because I was playing bass guitar for her. Her bass guitarist, while coming, became sick. This is a New York program. So they came without bass guitars. They were hunting for a bass guitarist. So I played for her. She was so happy. She said, no, I play like a professional. They have lots of professional people. So she appreciated me. The summer kisses. Nights go long and beyond, for winter sun, and I miss you most of all, my darling, and the autumn leaf starts to fall. Since you went away, lives go long, and the old apart, and I miss you most of all, my darling, and the autumn leaf starts to fall.
funny experiences during a performance?
Repeat the question. What is it?
Did you have any funny mistakes or
Funny mistakes.
or experiences during a performance?
Yes, very. Because whenever we jam with some of the eminent players, we always come, we make mistakes. Of course, my guru, Mr. Silvera, used to tell me, correct me a lot of things, because after the show, he will call me in a room and then tell me you made a mistake, like that, you pointed out many times. So that correction was very good for me to improve my style of playing, techniques. There are a lot of techniques in guitar playing. So he was more helpful by correcting me. And in those days we sit together and we write chords by listening to radio or the cassette player. So from there we take some note, like we can download, print out in all those days. So that was very accurate. So he was on such, he used to point out my mistakes.
What advice do you give for beginners?
Beginners, I would many experience because I myself was teaching a lot of students guitar. Okay, some come for the show. They want to play everything quickly, learn fast. Then they will never show up. Like that. Then we come across these children again. I ask them, do you practice these days? No, sir. No, I left. I don't know practicing. I'm not playing nowadays. Like that. This is like for the sec. I don't know why they come. Many people came to me. I taught them also. But hard work. This is very important. Practice regularly. It will make you perfect. Practice, 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 practice. There is no any other shortcut to become a very good musician. In anything, you have to practice. Every day I practice. Even at this age, I practice. When I take my guitar, I learn some songs. Maybe I learned a long time back, because again I try it again. When I can memorize all the chords, like that. So practice makes perfect. You have to practice. There is no shortcut to.
How often or for how long do you practice?
Well, these days I practice. I don't know. Most of the time I'll be practicing. 24 hours if the guitar is in front of me, I'll be practicing. I'll take the guitar and practice. But these days, these modern facilities given us a lot of chances to, from the TV we can learn great musicians playing, performing. Those are the days. What we do, we had to go and find the cassettes. Cassettes were not available. DVD was not available. Those were the days cassettes were not available. Very difficult to get to one live program. Now everything is in your living room. You can watch. You can choose whatever you want. Any music you want, any level of music, Spanish, Latin, and especially this classical guitar and Indian, any genre of music we can play now. We can learn also at the same time. Many people tutorial from this thing, they teach. So I also become like a student and I watch how they are teaching, what are the style and techniques they use in their playing. It's a great thing to learn from this media and all.
Do you teach music?
Well, I stopped teaching currently. Nowadays, everybody is busy with their studies or, either they can self-teaching, like that. They can learn themselves because the tutorials from this, they can download, they can watch people teaching and all. Nowadays, the students, they don't come learning. So now I stopped teaching also. If anybody walks passionately to learn from the generation like us, I put my heart in that. I teach them. I make them perfect. Like Silvera, how he corrected me, how he taught me. I always remember it. So, such students, I've seen that. They play very well. Anyway, thank you for interviewing. You're my granddaughter. She also plays guitar. Yeah? A little bit, yes.
Nights in white satin, never meeting the end. Letters are written, never meaning to sing. Beauty I always seen with his eyes before. Just want to believe you can live anymore. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you. Inside you, never meaning the end. Letters are written, never reaching the end. Beauty I always seen with these eyes before. Just want the beauty I can't see anymore. Yes, I love you. 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 Good.